Check 212. Are we live? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're live now. Check 212. 212, are we live? I think so. Guys, 14 people so far, and welcome. Get ready, guys, for a September rally. That's today's topic we're going to talk about. And to already get into the right feelings, the right emotions, we finally decorated the studio. So, as you can see, we got the Christmas tree. We do have the hat. And we also got some candles. And we got a lot of crow. So, I think we're completely set for potential Santa rally, guys. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Today is the weekly close, but also, coincidentally, the monthly close. We're going to talk about Moonvember. We're going to strap in. We're going to hit the like button. We're going to do so many fun stuff. So make sure, guys, you're ready for today's stream. I quickly want to open a quick poll here because I'm curious. I'm very curious if more people already put up their Christmas tree. Let me ask you this way. Christmas tree is ready at home. Poll is now live, guys. Let me know if the Christmas tree at your place is already live as well. And what's inside of it? Just the balls, the Christmas balls, the peak, the bull peak. Welcome. What's up, Teddy? What's up, Snake Eyes? What's up, Crypto Runner? We wrecked. Well, it wasn't really a Moonvember, was it? Not really a Moonvember, as typically we do see. Let's quickly, guys, dive into the charts here, shall we? Finally, we got the tree up. Robert is waiting till next weekend. Good evening, Kai. Sanjay's also still waiting for the Christmas tree. Did somebody say strap in? Yes, please. Welcome. Welcome, Edward. I also see Swerford. So what are you waiting for? A VRW shape. Let's take a look at that, guys, in a few minutes. First and foremost, let's take a quick peek at the monthly chart. So this, guys, is the second red month. The second red month for Bitcoin in a row. And this doesn't often happen. That's the truth here. You can see it happen over here. One big red month and a small red month. Kind of the same thing over here. One small red month, one big red month. The last time that happened, that was over here. 2 red months. Same thing also over here. 2 red months. So then, of course, the question comes, like, if we get 2 red months, typically it's either the bottom. You can see 2 red months, bottom. 2 red months, bottom. 2 red months, bottom. Or it's the beginning of a further decline. Here it actually was 3 red months. So, of course, it doesn't have to be, guys, that it's exactly the same. It can also, by the way, it's kind of funny. So here, same thing. In April, we set a new all-time high, but we had a red month. Same thing also in October. We had a higher high. The all-time high as well. It was actually here in October. But it was a red month. So very exciting to see that the crypto market typically doesn't like to have multiple red months in a row. Except here you can see the exception was here in 2022. Prolonged bear market. But even there, you don't have more than 3 red months in a row. After 3 red months, you get at least 1 recovery. And then we might go down again. But again, it's just a little bit of a sign. Sometimes 2 months down. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 months up. Same thing here, right? We go down 2 months. Oh, well, where is it? Go down 2 months. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months up. I would, you know, if you get 4 green months, I would be happy. I would be very, very happy. Hey, Javella, good to see you, sir. Guys, we're getting close to the month of giving. And the only thing I'm asking for is that Bitcoin will give us some gains. That's the only thing that Santa has to bring us this year. Okay. Big gains for crypto and please 10,000 subscribers. I want to close the year with 10,000 subscribers, guys. So please do me a favor. If you're watching this and you're still not subscribed, please make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and you strap in. What's up, Nemesis? A few days ago, I caught a Pikachu. Honestly, the cutest holiday season gift I could ask for myself. That's super cool, sir. I didn't know that Pokemon Go was still like a big game, but what I liked about Pokemon Go is the walking aspect. Like, it really brings you outside. So glad to hear you're still playing, Nemesis. What's up, Snarled Snake? What's up, guys? So, 2 rat months, I think is... Yeah, we can't do anything about it anymore. The only difference about the 2 rat months is that this time around we had like the second rat month. We also saw a quite decent rally here. It's a bit, I would say it's a bit like over here. You can see, right, we have a big wick on the downside showing strength. Did we have that? Well, we had it also a bit over here. So unfortunately, it's not completely comparable. But typically, at least, when we have a good big wick on the upside, on the lower side, it means reversal. Same thing here, right? You see a lot of big wicks, but every time we keep going up. So if you won't have to have any hopium, I think that is definitely this, that we have a good big wick. We're talking about more than $10,000. We had a good bounce, guys. Hey, Flying Bee, welcome. Made it today. Flying Bee, let us know in the poll, please. Is your Christmas tree ready? Do you have like a bigger one than we have here? It's a really small one, but it's cute. Cute. Do you think the old season will start on the 10th of December with the Fed decision? That's a good topic to talk about. Let's bring up also the weekly candles here for Bitcoin dominance. Ah, Robert, thank you so much. Strap in. Christmas will not be red this year. It will be totally green. Let's hope so, guys. I'm ready for a Christmas rally. And I'm happy to hear also, Robert, you're ready as well. Let's get that green December. We have had, well, we didn't have a Rectember this year. We actually had a green Tember, then a Dumptober, and an even bigger dump November. How do you even call that? Like Dumpember? I don't know. It was bad. Pretty bad. You can also see, by the way, on the total crypto chart, it's the same. How it looks though for altcoins, I think altcoins have looked even a bit worse. Nah, it's actually the same. So altcoins also, guys, 2 red months in a row. 2 red months. Santa's coming. Certainly. Sanja has a 3D Christmas tree? Like a puzzle? That's cool. If you're in the Discord, don't forget to put a photo. I will put a photo of my real Christmas tree as well in the Discord, guys. So don't forget to join that one as well. If you like Discord, at least, that is. So where's Crow at? Crow is hovering right now at about, again, 11 cents. I made a video, I think, on Friday, and basically since then, Cronos has not done a single thing. It's been stuck at this exact same level. We've been stuck between like this and the purple line for a long time now. Crow is now just consolidating, I believe, for the next leg up. But as I mentioned earlier, this purple line is rough. It's truly rough. What do you think? That's the question by MK here. Do you believe we can get an altcoin season? Yeah, we were talking about Bitcoin dominance, and unfortunately, it's closed with a green candle. So altcoins are showing a bit of weakness now against Bitcoin after 2 red weeks. Let's see, though. I do believe we are still waiting for a prolonged altcoin season after we break down. Because, again, this is a rising wedges formation here. And we expect a breakdown to at least here the bottom zone of the rising wedge. So, of course, on the road there, we also do have some green candles, but eventually we should be going down. That's the overall take here. Could that be happening in about 2 weeks? I think there's quite a decent chance. Let's talk a bit more about this, guys. It's a good question here by MK. Welcome again. For anyone tuning in, don't forget to hit the like button. It's time for a Christmas rally next month. 2 red months. It's time for a green one. Let's open up the CME watch tool, because there we can talk a bit more about what's to happen on the 10th of December. You can see here the next FOMC meeting, where rate cuts are decided, where quantitative easing is announced. That's happening in only 9 more days. 9 more days, 22 hours, 48 minutes, and 8 seconds. I will be live streaming that, most likely. So don't forget to join that one as well. Put up the bell notification, because we'll be watching the live stream and also the how do you say that? The live stream and also the charts at the same time to see if we get any surprise. But what are the expectations? 80% or 87% chance that we will get a rate cut of 25 basis points. So a rate cut is quite likely. The job market is weak enough that we can actually start cutting the rates. And fun thing, guys, we talked about it on Thursday, but the ECB, the European Bank, already has the interest rates on about 2%, but even they are now talking about potentially lowering the interest rate even more to 1.75%. And that would be actually like extremely bullish. Like if you talk about a 2% inflation or a 2% interest rate, that is net neutral. That means we're not stimulating the economy, but we're also not retracting money from the economy. Like 2% is pretty much neutral. And why 2%? Well, that's also because the inflation rate should be at around 2%. But everything higher, any interest rate higher than 2%, that's basically, well, retracting from the economy. Anything lower is adding money. Not entirely, but that's how we can simplify it. So we can actually have a talk about this. I love the Christmas tree. It's fun. So the question again by MK, can it start? I believe it can, based here on these funny lines. Well, yeah, based here on the rising wedge, it's definitely possible. It would fit the timeline. And also, it would fit with the narrative here of the CME Fed watch tool. Which, by the way, this is the probability for a rate cut, for anyone wondering. Crypto Runner thinks we are at the beginning of a bear market. I still believe in the 4-year cycle. It also has been a great past metric. I agree and I disagree, because there are so many metrics, Crypto Runner. I do agree, right? We talked about the 4-year cycle, great deal. That's also why we had here this chart with the 4-year cycle. It's one of the tools we used so far. I don't know though. I have a hard time believing this is it, because we're now heading into an environment where we see more money being added. So no more quantitative tightening. That's ending in 5 hours, I believe, like in 6-7 hours. No more quantitative tightening. So we're going into a new era where more liquidity is entering the market. And we need to watch this. We need to watch the Russell. So you might know the S&P. The S&P is the one of the biggest indexes really for your stocks. We'll also have the Nasdaq, of course, for tech stocks. Both are going to new all-time highs, it seems. Like, it had a beautiful week last week. We're very close now to an all-time high. But what you have to watch next to the S&P is the Russell. And the Russell is also getting close to a new all-time high. And what's the Russell? Well, the Russell are these small companies. And why are the small companies important? Well, the S&P we just talked about, those are all the big companies, the Microsofts, the Apples, the Coca-Cola, the Nvidias. So the big 7, right? The Magnificent 7. But the Russell, those are the small companies. And if the Russell is breaking out, there's a decent opportunity that, like with the smaller stocks, also smaller tokens, smaller crypto can start performing. And we also drew this, I think, on a recent live stream or a recent video. This is the total free, all the smaller altcoins, so everything except for Ethereum and Bitcoin, and also stable coins. It is forming it's like in a perfect setup here. It is ready to break out. It is. Like, I can't make it any different. These are the monthly candles. And altcoins look primed. Unless we get a breakdown. Like, I don't know. So, Crypto Runner might be right. We might be heading into bear market, but it would be very unusual. And why? Well, this, guys, is the perfect setup for a pump. So not this, but this. This is what we expect. And it's always about probabilities, right? So if we get a dump, it's still possible. But we're talking about like 20% chance that we get a dump. Whereas the upside move, I think it has like a 70 to 80% possibility or probability. Let's see though. I'm still, guys, like we talked about, I haven't sold a single CRO token yet. I haven't sold a single. I sold like very obscure altcoins because I use them for farming, but I haven't sold like anything significant. Hey, what's up, Star Fox? Strapped in, but I'm 17 minutes behind. Speed up, sir. Speed up. Welcome, man. Lucky, let's keep building. Make Cronos great again. Yes, please. Yes, please, sir. Let's do that. So, what I find interesting about this week is that Ethereum hold on to about the $3,000 level. So, I think we haven't closed below 3,000, or maybe we have, like very shortly. But $3,000 now is an important level. You can see also here, it starts struggling because also previously we started struggling at about this level. So if you break it, I think we can continue that V-shaped recovery. I think somebody asked about a W shape. Could happen. Could happen. It's definitely possible that like Bitcoin completely dumps again. I think the V-shape is quite likely though, but there is definitely an argument to be made that we might have a dump. We are maybe now turning over. We might get something like this. Definitely possibility. I think though, it is also quite likely that we will continue now going into the green zone. Today we tapped it again. You can see every time we keep tapping into that line, but we can't. It's hard breaking into the 92k box. Godfather sold about 80% of my portfolio. Good play so far. What's the next play, sir? Did we get the burn for CRO this December? We always have a wallet getting filled for a burn. I listened to the last X Space. It's a lovely community and I really appreciate your English skills. I think the last space was actually quite exciting. It was... we had a good talk, I think, about economy. We had a talk about World War III. We had a talk about... we had a good talk. I don't know. It went all kind of places, but it was a fun one. For anyone wondering what's Bjorn talking about, so we're doing a space on X, previously Twitter. We do a space, and it's basically like a podcast, but it's you can actually join the podcast. It's recorded, so you can listen back to it, whatever. But every day, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Amsterdam time, give or take 5 hours ago in time, when you were not living in Europe. We do space. You can join in and talk. Otherwise, I talk and we talk about whatever is important that day. As we talked about, World War III was on the menu. Cyborg also listening in often. Weekly Japanese cloud looks amazing. Bounced off perfectly. Got to stay now above 89k to start feeling good about the 4-hour cloud. Okay, let's CRO. Let's do that, guys. I would love that. CRO is also, again, like I think it's a good sign that CRO is holding on or stabilizing at about 10 cents, even close to 11. I would love it to go higher though, and I think it's definitely possible. But yeah, it's also possible that we have to wait a bit more. Like, I'm optimistic, but there is definitely a possibility where, let's quickly go to a different chart here. This is the daily, but let's go back quickly to what happened in April with the tariff dump. You can see right that we had a good reaction, good bounce. We went back here into the green box, but we continued going lower. That's a distinct possibility. That's also why I mentioned it earlier. That's why I did mention it is possible that we have something like this. We first go higher. You see, right? It's quite similar. Fig dump. Quick move up again. But then we go lower. That will be very painful. But it isn't the end of the world. It definitely isn't the end of the world. This, by the way, was in February of 2025, lasting until April. So it's definitely possible that we have a very boring or even sad December as well. But typically, like, there are signs, guys. Like, again, let me show you the S&P again. I think it's super important. So we have the S&P here, the S&P 500. It is close to an all-time high. I don't think we live in a world where we see a new all-time high for stocks. And potentially also that Russell 2000 all-time high. And we don't get a good rally for Bitcoin. I think it will be so weird. It will be very weird. So I do believe until Christmas at least we have a good rally, because that's what typically happens. Let me show you quickly last year what happened in the last weeks of December. Crazy pumps. Crazy pumps. Here you can see, right? Starting December, the S&P went up about... Oh, wait. The S&P went up about 5%. And that's big for the S&P, going up 5%. Jayhon, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Waiting for $2 CRO burn, you're saying. I don't know when that will happen, but I'm still certain we'll see new all-time high. That's why I'm still stacking here. Godfather is saying double top for stocks. Let's see. I don't think so. I think there is more, like, the thing about it, Godfather, we recently had some crazy good numbers for my video. Record high income numbers. So as long as the numbers on the balance sheet, as long as the numbers on the earnings report sound great, I think there's no true reason yet why we can't continue this rally upwards. What is also interesting, by the way, and I think we don't talk about this enough, but recently gold did something interesting on the weekly. You can see, right, it had actually a good rally up to the upside. We're getting quite close. Well, close. Is this a breakout? We're getting very close to a breakout here on the weekly time frame. If we exclude the wicks. If we include the wicks, you might even say we have broken out for gold. Gold is maybe going into a new all-time high. That's the only thing that scares me. Why is gold having so much great momentum? I think, though, I prefer to take the weekly closes. Let's see, though. I love gold, though. I think gold is... Like, I don't love gold as rings. I think like, gold is net neutral, right? There's no politics, there's no printing, there's mining. Like, we also have Bitcoin mining. Mining gold, by the way, is one of the worst environmental things ever. So that's bad. But gold it has something. I'm not going to change in a gold bug though, guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm probably like now a CRO Maxi for life. We also had the silver all-time high. True story. We had to talk about that. Let me quickly bring it up. Let's talk about it, guys. So gold. Gold close to an all-time high. Silver. And this is actually a good story. And why is this a good story? On Friday, there was a big bug, or there was an error in the system that tracks the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So that's basically the, I'm sorry, one of the big exchanges tracking the silver price, stocks, Bitcoin futures. And it couldn't process any updates really for silver. So people were saying, well, they're stopping the silver price from breaking out. Silver, by the way, has performed beautifully also in the last few months. It almost doubled, and it doesn't often happen. Actually, more than doubled. Wow, it doubled. That's actually quite crazy. If you bought silver, you outperform Bitcoin. You definitely outperform Bitcoin. But silver was interesting because, again, there was a big crash on the CME, and therefore they couldn't process any big price updates. And I think that's a great reason, guys, why crypto is needed. We're still reliant on archaic systems from, for example, the old exchanges, the CME. We need blockchain to tokenize stocks. We need blockchain to tokenize gold. Blockchain to tokenize silver. We need blockchain. Does it have to be Bitcoin? Bitcoin isn't really fit for purpose. That's why we need altcoins. We need altcoins like Ethereum, like BNB, like Solana, and like Cronos. And I specifically mention Cronos here because Crypto.com is going to build crazy stuff regarding tokenized stocks and tokenized real-world assets. That's why Cronos is, I would say, a perfect fit for a new future where we see also 24/7 trading of silver, 24/7 trading of gold, 24/7 trading of whatever stock you want. Because this system, like, I can show you. Let me quickly show you the Nikkei index. Because I think it's ridiculous. I also love it though. Let me show you the Nikkei. Because the Nikkei is the Japanese index. This one. And if you go to the hourly chart, it's hard maybe to show you here, but I think it's hard to show you, unfortunately. So these are the hourly charts, and I can't really show it to you, unfortunately, here. But you have to remind, guys, that the Nikkei, the Japanese stock exchange, has a lunch break. So during lunch break, you can't trade any you can't trade any stocks that you have on the Nikkei. We live now in a world of AI. We live in a world of supercomputers, maybe even quantum computing, and we still have a lunch break. I think it's adorable. I love lunch, but I think it's also strange because, of course, guys, it's more and more global than ever. It's not like you have to literally go to the stock exchange to give a piece of paper. It is not the East Indies anymore. It is not the 1700s. It's time to upgrade. It's time for blockchain, truly. What's the best tokenized gold now? Might need some more exposure. Let me check. Sky token. Isn't Sky Godfather? Isn't that the former DAI? DAI is in DAI. It's you need to check this one over here. There is a gold token. There is a gold token. I just can't find it. It's something like ow. Yeah, we got this one, for example, Tether Gold. We also have a Tether story later today. Tether Gold is one. And I think we also got some other gold assets. Let me check. Gold. I don't like these though. I don't want gold. Yeah, I think the Tether Gold might be the best one to check now. Trading saver, money never sleeps. Exactly. Like literally, especially now in the day and age of AI agents. Let's talk a bit though about Tether, guys, because we actually got a good story here. We got a very good story. So this gold token is issued by Tether. And Tether is a company that also is known of the biggest stablecoin. You can see, right? The number 3 token. That's a stablecoin. And Tether is a massive company, but every year there are people questioning the legitimacy of the Tether token. Are the USDT tokens actually exchangeable one-to-one to real dollars? And recently we had this story here about Arthur Hayes, and he's a big guy. I think he's the co-founder also of BitMEX. I'm not entirely sure there, but he's a well-known guy, also quite reliable. But he's again saying that Tether might be insolvent if Bitcoin crashes. A roughly 30% decline in the gold plus Bitcoin position would wipe out their equity, and then USDT would in theory become insolvent. And this is again one of the biggest FUD stories ever. Here we have a breakdown actually by Tether. And you can see that they have about $181 billion in assets to back the Tether token, to back USDT. And I do believe the Tether, the USDT token, they have about 171. So yeah, they are over collateralized. So basically they have 10 billion more than they would need. But basically Arthur Hayes is saying here, but yeah, if the Bitcoin position will go down and also the gold, because they have precious metals, then they would be in troubles. And then directly after that, we already got like this reaction, I think, this response by, what is it? Powolo, I think it's the CEO of, I hate his name. This one, Paolo Arduino. He's the CEO of Tether, and basically he's saying it is all fake. It is all fake. So they have some. It is, by the way, not a public company, so sometimes they release some information. But basically he's saying, well, some influencers are either bad at math or have incentive to push all competitors. Basically saying it's all fake. And this happens again and again and again and again. And I will quickly want to show you what happened in the past. And this was scary, right? We had a DPEG of USDC. This happened in 2023. You can see that it's quickly, it was even worse. You can't even see how bad it was. But basically, you could get 1 USDC, basically $1 for, I think, 80 cents. Crazy, crazy cheap. I was thinking of buying it all, but I was also a bit scared by what happened over here. Hey, Aiden, welcome. Just home. I would say get on your favorite chair, lay back, and enjoy the show. And don't forget to hit the like button. Very important. And also, yeah, PaxG. That's a good one. PaxG is a great one. Sky was the previous maker. MakerDAO. Yeah, Maker. And we got DAI. Yeah, that's good stuff. Anyways, don't forget to fill the poll, Aiden. Are you also getting ready for the Santa rally? Do you have a Christmas tree at home already? We got a very small one. No real decoration, just a light. I don't have any small Christmas balls, so it's gonna be this, guys. And we have the Santa hat, of course. So if we get Crow back to 40 cents, I will be wearing that hat for the whole stream. I will be wearing the hat for the whole stream. How is the poll doing, though? Okay. We got 38%. We got 64 votes. And 38% saying, yes, I got the Christmas tree. And 62%, no, not yet. Let me know, guys, when you're getting the Christmas tree. What's your typical time frame? Anyways, guys, we talked about gold. We talked about Tether. I wouldn't be afraid, guys, that Tether will go bankrupt. I think there is no incentive there. It's not going to happen. You can still keep your tokens in Tether. There is always a risk. There is always a risk. That can always be like a bit of a bank run. But, and this is true, this is actually true, your actual bank, and I'm talking about whatever you use, JP Morgan Chase, Barclays, wherever you live, they don't have your money. If everybody right now would go to the bank and try to get the money out, it wouldn't work. They have only about typically 50% collateral. That's also what they call it a bank run. They don't have your money physically available. It's always somewhere else. It might be in a mortgage, or it might be, you know, they don't have it. They don't have it. Tether actually has collateral more than 100% at the moment of recording, at least. So even if Bitcoin would go down, they still have all the banknotes. They are making crazy amounts of cash, because what's happening? How does Tether make profit? Tether makes profits by keeping. Let me quickly get the tweet up again. Tether makes profit by these treasury bills here. Treasury bills are getting the. We talked about the interest rates, right? It's not one to one exactly the same, but the interest rates have been really high. We're talking about, what is it now? Like 3%? Almost 4%. Tether is getting about, let's say they're getting about 4% now on $100 billion every year. They don't have to do anything, but they will get about $4 billion for just holding these treasury bills. And I think it's even more. I think they get even more. They're making crazy amounts of passive money. And also their spending is relatively small. They only have about 150 employees. And that's enough to run a company like this. Also, Tether bought about 25 trillion? Isn't it billion? Or tons, 25 tons of gold. Robert is getting the Christmas tree on the 6th. We also, in the Netherlands, the majority of people also place it on the 6th. We have Santa Claus or Sinterklaas coming. And he leaves on the 6th, and then typically people place the Christmas tree. The missus will put it up. It's fun. Do it together. Get some Christmas songs on. It's fun. It's crazy though, guys. Why do I talk about this Tether story? Because it's getting crazy amounts of views. People are believing this. 2 million views. And this is interesting because, like I mentioned, we always get news like this. And it's typically always close to the bottom. You see this dip here? When did this happen? When was this news released? When was this dip? It was happening on the 13th of March, 2023. Remember the 13th of March? Where was Bitcoin? The 13th of March, 2023. Bitcoin was very low. Very low. About $19,000. The DPEG, guys, that was basically a bottom. That was basically a bottom. That was max fear, max pain again. Jeez Louise, 20,000. I still remember this very fondly. And at this exact moment, Bitcoin is still about 4.5 times higher than where it was. Crazy. Can you explain to us about Black Pete? Different. No, let's not do that. It's folklore, guys. Dutch folklore. I think there's enough YouTube about content about that. We talk crypto here. What's up, Fallujah? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ultra. Good evening. Trading Savior is saying crypto is a new payment like AI. We need time, but we will get there in the end. I think so too, sir. I definitely think so too. Teddy, I'm adding crow all the time. When I'm start telling like cow, taking milk all the time, I start feeling like a cow. Being milked. Well, let me say it this way. Let me say it this way, Teddy. Let me say it this way. There are sometimes periods of pain, but those periods of pain can also lead into bigger gains. So I feel you. I feel you. I would say always only put in what you can afford to lose, or what you're not afford to lose. I would say don't make any debts to buy a crow. I think that would be not a clever thing. But it's a long-term play. Let me quickly show you the XRP chart too, and I'm going to talk a bit more about this a bit later because I think it's a good topic. It's a very good topic actually. So let me show you the XRP chart because the XRP army, they're happy now. They're quite happy, and they might be a bit less happy than what they were, but the XRP army had to wait for. This is not a good chart. I need to go find a different one. This is a better one. Yeah, there we go. The XRP army had to wait for... How many years was it? How many weeks? 358 weeks. We're talking about 6 years. They had to wait 6 years to get to a new all-time high. Looking at it, by the way, the all-time high is pretty much... This is actually pretty sad, wow. It created a new all-time high, but it's not much higher. Maybe it might just be this exchange here, but... Kind of looks like a double top here. Anyways, that's a different subject. But it took 6 years. 6 years to get back into the profit mode. And what I like about this chart, though, is that for XRP specifically, is that it's now at this exact price for a long time. You can see it's basically creating a bit of a bottom, because I think we can still go higher. It's creating a bottom at about $2. But it took 6 years. So I think also the XRP army, they were feeling milked for a long time. But yeah, sometimes the gain comes later. I still think, though, even in the short term, we might see some bigger gains coming up. And also, I want to say the following. So, yes, this market isn't easy. And yes, it's weird as well, because you see, like, the majority doing things that you're not doing. Because the majority is buying Bitcoin. The majority isn't actually buying Bitcoin at all. No. The majority is not doing anything. They spend everything they get every month. They're living paycheck to paycheck. If it would all be like the majority, you wouldn't go anywhere, right? Like, we are the minority here, it's true. But that's also how we can potentially change your life. That's how I'm in the game, at least. We're not trying to follow the majority. And also now in crypto, I think the majority is... Yeah, I don't know. Are they leaving? The majority is leaving. I can tell it, actually. If I take a look at the amount of viewers today, like, you guys are great. But there's always, it comes in waves, right? Like, people come and check out CRO and then they leave again. It always goes in waves. But the majority is typically not right. Like, they are right, but they missed the boat. Like, back in 2010, like, the majority thought Bitcoin was a scam. And here we are. Bitcoin is at almost $100,000. You can't follow the majority and think you will make it. That's my belief, at least. You have to find your own edge. You have to find your own strategy. And yeah, well, then you can maybe make it. That's my my 2 CRO here. Godfather is about holding still about 20%. I'm just gonna hold forever, I guess. Then accumulate slowly next year. Okay. Fair take, sir. Fair take. Will Johnson, good to see you, sir. If I haven't said hello yet. You can't milk a bull. That's true. You also can't milk a bear, though. So now I have a dirty mind. let's not go that way. Bought XRP at 34 cents. Glad that I sold at $3. Nice. Well played. Well played. By the way, for anyone wondering, I'm happy that the Bitcoin price isn't moving much, because otherwise we'll be creating another CME gap. So we have now closed today at about, we're going to close probably the week at about $91,000. So if we would close a lot higher, then we create a CME gap, and we don't want that. We want to have a stable weekend so we can actually lift off on Monday. That would be the ideal scenario. Pieter, goedenavond. Goedenavond, meneer. Good to see you, sir. Strap in, guys. Strap in. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's getting ready for Christmas now. By the way, the setup will stay in Christmas mode until... Yeah, I will leave, by the way, in January. So I will be gone, guys. I will be making some videos, but I will be skiing. I don't know if you guys like skiing, but I love it. Back to the snow. Also some German beers. Oh, yeah, German. Well. Weiss beer. Weissen. Good stuff. I think it's because this uncertainty... okay, so Trading Savior is talking about gold. We had a conversation, guys, about gold. Why gold is performing so well. He's talking about uncertain times. So gold is secure versus crypto. I find it actually quite weird, because the only thing that makes, I would say, this year so uncertain is Trump. Trump is, yeah, tariffs. Oh, no tariffs. Tariffs. Oh, no deal. Tariffs. Deal. Other than that, we ended the war. There is like, I think there's still a big fight going on now in Sudan. Honestly, I would say that's one of the worst things now happening to humanity. What's happening in Sudan. So quickly, I'm going to mention this quickly here. There is now something going on. I don't know if you guys like NFTs, but I would say go to crypto.com/NFT. And right now, there's a collection going live at all kind of Cronos project as well. And it's called The Art of Giving. Powered, or not powered by, it's all for UNICEF. So all the proceeds, everything will go to UNICEF. And I think the NFTs are $30. So if you want to guys to give, I would say December is the month of the Santa rally. I'm strapping in for that one. It's also though the month of giving. So if you guys want to give for the good cause, get yourself an NFT, but also help UNICEF. That's I think the best thing we can do now. You know, I'm not getting paid by saying this. I'm just, you know, I'm also a good guy. At least I hope I am. Will Johnson though did mention something about Others Bitcoin. I mean, I haven't really opened that chart much yet, but I can do that. Let me bring up the Others. I need to do it the other way around, I think. There we go. That's the one. So if anyone wondering what's this, what is this thing here we're watching? This is the chart of altcoins versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin versus all altcoins. The others. And I have to add a different chart as well on top of this basically, but maybe I can. I think it's this one. No. I'm doing this live, guys. Ah, well. The thing about this, guys, I need to add a different chart on top of it, basically. But what you can see is that now we're basically bottoming. Welcome, by the way, Ahmed. Thank you so much for subscribing. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. We have bottomed at about 11 or 0.11, which typically is also very close to the bottom, truly, of, you know, where we typically go. You could even say that with the 1010 event, we are now basically back on track. We have hit the bottom for altcoins. So potentially we could be moving up again, meaning, and I say this very lightly, but altcoin season. And it would also fit the narrative. Bitcoin dominance in a rising wedge formation, so we expect a fall down. We always see an altcoin season, so why not this time around as well? We are heading into quantitative easing. And we're also heading into altcoin ETFs. Yes. We're still waiting on the CRO ETF, and it is coming. Anyways, though, so the others Bitcoin, it bottomed here at about 0.08. So why not? I think it's go time now. Hey Rodrigo, what's the average price? I think for me it's 8 cents, but I'm really curious what you guys think about it as well. What's your average? I'm still in a profit, but barely. Hey Michael, Chris said give him some time until March 2026. In hindsight, I do believe, Michael, that's also when we might expect the CRO ETF to go live, like in March. And also, we're still waiting for Make Cronos Great Again, the MCGA company. I think this also might go live in March. And that's great, right? And why is that great? So we had the announcement. This has been announced already back in August. This, of course, created all the crazy speculation. But unfortunately, speculation that we had here to 40 cents, speculation isn't equal to actual buying pressure. With this company, Crypto.com can manipulate the price of CRO like crazy. Like actually, and in a good way. In an actual good way. So everybody is talking now, like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll have this Cronos strategy company, but they will do OTC deals. Well, most likely, but what if they use like 10% of their buying power to buy CRO from the market? The CRO token is very illiquid. Very, very illiquid. That's also why the CRO token goes in these waves. The CRO token is very illiquid. That's also why we go up 200%. We go down 70%. Happens all the time, right? Happens all the freaking time. Oh, this, but my projection, by the way, is also that we will struggle into March, and then end of March we will go parabolic. That's the expectation here. Kind of funny. Well, CRO is illiquid. So let's say they use only 10 or maybe only 5% of their purchasing power to buy CRO from the market. That's enough to bring CRO to crazy levels. And I'm almost willing to say we can even go into the red zone here. Maybe talk about $4. Yeah, that sounds crazy, but I think it's possible. With the MCGA company, we have to think about dollars, not cents. The words by Chris, not mine. But I'm happy to repeat them. Michael said I sold half my CRO back. Okay. I hope at a good price. I think there's still one more pump from CRO, then nothing for a long time. I think that's possible too, sir. I do agree there. I need a fourth wave. We need to see that fourth wave and then I'm out as well. That's the truth, guys. I'm here to make money. I will be in. So the cards. If anything, I will be holding on to the cards. Airport launch, cashback. One thing about that though, I do believe also that the cashback tiers, they might get downgraded during a bear market. They might. Not certain, but they might get downgraded during the bear market. Like we've seen earlier. But still though, cashback is cashback. And this current card, I think it gives me 4%. Really, it's really good. It's really, really, really good. And also the airport launches, I haven't had such good travel in a long, long time. I will be holding. I will be holding for, I don't know, a very long time. A very long time. As long as it is at least, you know, a good way to get cash back. I'm glad you're speaking Dutch. Glad to hear, man. I'm also really happy, guys, because my favorite team. So quickly, you know that Crypto.com is also sponsor of the Champions League. You can also get a free tickets to the Champions League games with Crypto.com. I haven't been, but my favorite club, the PSV Eindhoven, they played against Liverpool. And Liverpool is, I think, one of the biggest clubs worldwide in football, soccer, depending on where you live. They won 1-4. That's a crazy win. Nobody expected that. I think the win odds were 9%. They won anyways. I'm happy. I'm currently seeing a problem as that you have colleagues who clearly communicate that are shorting CRO. This doesn't give spot buyers a positive feeling. Well, Bjorn, I can say this, that if I take this sounds really bad, but the amount of views for them is also, you know, I'm also checking YouTube statistics quite a lot, and let me actually check. Why not? Let's do it live. Let's do it live, guys. What is this? No. Crypto report. Zero views. Zero views. No, but the thing is, like, they're getting crazy little views. This one is quite good, 1.1. 1.1. But basically, the amount of views they get is becoming lower and lower and lower. Like, every day, it's getting worse. I'm not saying that my numbers are getting better. Not much, but I don't know. It's not like many people see this. So I don't mind. I still think also people are looking for confirmation bias. People are definitely looking for confirmation bias. So what is confirmation bias? If you want to be bullish, you will look for channels that are also bullish. If you're bearish, you want to look for people that are bearish. So my belief here is that people that are bearish on CRO, but still care about CRO, they will watch the crypto report now because they're also feeling bearish. Confirmation bias. People that are bullish on CRO, they will continue watching this channel because I still believe we'll have a fourth wave. I still believe the market is not over yet. So, and what I like about this comparison here is that my views, even though they're also a lot lower, they're higher, meaning there are still more bulls than bears in town. Important take here, very important take. I believe, at least myself. But yeah, let's see. I also want to say the following, guys, that typically, you know, the 4-year cycle, or whatever is it? The 4-year cycle is real. Like, it has been a positive flow for Bitcoin, for CRO for a long time. But now people are like, hey, wait a minute, what's happening with the 4-year cycle? Where's the December pump? Where's the November pump? So people are following what they know, the 4-year cycle. So they might be selling because they think it's over. But the best thing about Bitcoin is that it typically surprises us when least amount of people expect it. So you might think, right? Let's go to the bear market. You might think this big candle, this was the FTX crash. And you might think, well, guys, okay, it can't get any worse. It can't get any worse because we just had a massive exchange go bankrupt. And we had a good rally. We had a good rally up again. You can see the month after the crash, we went up again. But then when least amount of people expected it, like, we even went lower. It wasn't the big capitulation crash. No. It was the slow bleed. It was the slow bleed. This time around, though, we haven't had any true reason, really, to be bearish. I would say that. I would definitely say that. So maybe this time around, it's the complete opposite, right? So we it's like this, but the other way around. So you think, right? This is the big pump we had. Then we have a dump. But then we continue pumping. But guys, you have to reverse it. You have to do a complete 360 to see the complete picture. I can't draw. This should look like the Uno card. I don't think you guys play Uno. It's a card game and you can do like the switcheroo card. I think it can be the same though. You don't you expect, how do you say that? We expect further dumps, but you get a pump actually. Markets humble you, always, always. CRO will change my life at 80 cents. I think it will change many lives. Ook PSV-fan. Ik ben er in de buurt geboren, Godfather. Don't live there anymore though. Eindhoven de gekste. Yeah, you know it's a crazy game. Hey Teddy, we got the tree. Teddy, we got it. It's there. Thank you so much, Teddy. I'm strapping in here for you anyways, Teddy. If we ever do a meetup, you will get a beer from me. The Christmas tree is ready. We got the hat. We got also, what is this? Got, I don't know, some kind of kid's toy. I think you can. Isn't that sweet? It's also annoying. There we go. Happy Christmas, guys. We still have a Santa ready to come, that's my belief at least. Geen seizoenskaart. Nee. Happy to see a fellow, well, Brabander, let's say it like that. I stopped watching the crypto report, too much unicorn and rainbow. The thing about them, yeah, damn, I think that's hard. It's really into the how do you say that? It's truly always into the extremes. It's CRO goes to $5 or it goes to 0. Well, what's the in between take? What's the in between take? That's true though. Everyone is definitely free to choose. And I think it's good, guys, that we have multiple takes, right? I think that's really good. And it's good to have the ultra bad take, the ultra bull take. And then you have me. I strap in. We strap in for whatever the market gives us. But at this moment, I want to show you quickly a different chart as well, because it's really important. This is one of the main reasons why I think the cycle isn't over yet. And it's CoinGlass. And CoinGlass, it's respected. It's really respected for their indicators. And here we have it. Here we have the CoinGlass bull market peak indicators. Nothing. 30 different indicators. Nothing screams peak to me. pure multiple, Bitcoin rainbow chart, ETF outflows, bubble index, RSI, altcoin. Nothing is peak. Nothing. No euphoria. It can't be a peak to me. There's one indicator. There are two indicators still. Let me say it like that. There are two indicators that scream bear market to me. That's the 4-year cycle that we talked about. And also the 50-week. I learned one thing though, which is quite interesting. So we talked about this blue line, right? The 50-week simple moving average. Typically, we hold it as support during a bull market. So here we hold it. We hold it. We hold it. And if we lose it, we are in a bear market. That's a second indicator. However, I recently learned that back in 2020, we went above the 50-week. Then we dropped below it. And for about 7 weeks, we were below the 50-week. But we still continue with the bull market. And the fun thing about this is that also, it kind of corresponds to what we mentioned regarding the QE and QT cycle. Here we started to see big QE. So quantitative easing, money printing. 7 weeks below the 50-week. Maybe it's the same here. Maybe we have 7 weeks below the 50-week and we still blast above it. Extended cycle, yes, it will be an extended cycle. But I don't know. How can you be bearish if nothing here screams bull market peak? Nothing, not even one. If there were like 2 or 3, yeah, maybe we could make the case. Ooh, people started people started placing trees now. Maybe. Hey guys, don't forget to fill the poll. Have you placed your Christmas tree? We've got 82 votes. 59% says no. 41% says yes. Interesting. You got a seizoenskaart, season pass. I'm waiting, Godfather. So anyone wondering, we got the PSV Eindhoven Stadium. It's relatively small. They only have 35,000 places. And there are currently 10,000 people waiting on tickets on a season pass. They actually want to extend the stadium by a next ring. So basically create more seats, but it's going to take some time. A bit of a side note here. I think shorting is more like a skill. Doing profit on the way down. I don't know. It's a skill, but also, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of gambling. Definitely a bit of gambling. Skill and gambling, both in one. At this point, though, it is getting quite hard, if you ask me, because the relative strength index is, I think, one of the best ways to see, hey, are we overbought or are we undersold or oversold? If you short now, I think it's really dangerous. If you short at about 126, so you can't see it, unfortunately, Robert is in the way. But over here, when we hit the all-time high at 126, you can see the RSI was overbought. I think once you, like, if you re-enter here the neutral zone, you could maybe make the argument that we drop even further. So basically, every time we hit a peak, we also drop down below the neutral zone. So typically, you can sell or short here, and you can long here. And that's what you can do, but it's hard to time. It's hard to time. It's doable though, definitely. But isn't this the start of a bear market? Next year we go down as always. I think differently. I don't think this is a bear market at all. Like we just mentioned, there are only 2 indicators that are pointing toward this. Well, we got 30 indicators that don't say it's a bull peak. Yeah. For the others Bitcoin chart, you need the wall CL fat balance. Is that the one? You got me curious. Let me check it. Wall. For some reason, I need to. Okay, I need to do this afterwards because this chart is I need to realign them. My skills sometimes with TradingView, it's good, guys. TradingView is great, but I need to check this in my spare time. Zelink, I hope Karl will hit a new all-time high. I believe so, sir, or Mrs. At this exact moment, though, we see that Bitcoin is having a bit of struggle here at about the 92 level. 92 is definitely a hard nut to crack. We talked about that. Are we going to see a W? I don't know. I still think like a V-shaped recovery is possible. Typically, though, guys, like the weekend, there is very little trading volume. You can see the weekend, nothing happens. Weekends are boring. Well, boring is okay. Boring is good. As long as we continue on Monday, we can truly test the beginning of 99. That would be really good. I still believe we can continue the V shape. It's frustrating to watch my DCA evaporate or stay level, but over time and adoption, we will exceed any other market. I think that's true. It is testing your patience, though, isn't it? We got investors, traders, and we got gamblers. Maybe the bull run peak indicators haven't triggered, as it's not a bear market. No. Definitely not fly. I've been checking this all cycle long, and it's not like they have reset. No. It's still since 2021. They haven't peaked. Proof, and don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please. Crypto Runner is thinking Bitcoin has stopped. Well, one thing, guys, we can't talk in absolutes. We simply cannot, and I urge anyone to not talk in absolutes because we simply cannot know. This market humbles us time and time and time again. And especially, like, I definitely think it's the counter because we have reasons to believe with, for example, altcoins. We have Bitcoin dominance. We have total free. We have let me show you the S&P. There are more than enough reasons to believe we are definitely still heading into a higher territory. Let's see, though. Also, not only altcoins, also Bitcoin, I do believe. Bear and winter, they're now sleeping. That's true. Bears do have a winter sleep, right? It's a good one, Robert. Obi-Wan Kenobi only said deals in absolutes. I love that one. I need to rewatch. I typically during Christmas, I don't know if I will do, like, during the Christmas days, I might take a few days off, like no crypto, just, you know, enjoy family or whatever. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Typically during Christmas, I love to rewatch at least like three episodes of Star Wars. So 1 to 3, 3 to 6. Last time I even did the new films, the new movies. Yeah, they can be decent, but this time around, I'm now watching with the Missus Stranger Things. It's also, you might have been hearing the synthwave. I love the synthwave, the 80s synthwave, because I don't know, Stranger Things. It really it hit the right snares with me. That was good. We need to smile too. Definitely. Please, please, please. Guys, let me quickly check the poll. 60% no Christmas tree. 40% yes Christmas tree. Let me end, guys, this stream with one request. Make sure that in December you put up your Christmas tree, if you want to put up a Christmas tree anyways. Because we need to welcome the Santa Rally. We need to welcome the Santa Rally, guys. We had no Rectember. We had actually a green September. We had a Downtober though, and also a Dumpvember. So it is time now for Santa Rally December. Guys, don't forget to strap in, hit the like button. We talk again very soon tomorrow with a very exciting video about the relationship between the Trump media treasury and Cronos and Crypto.com. I found something crazy, and tomorrow we're going to release the video, and I'm actually quite proud of it. I did some real research this time around. Exciting. Guys, hit the like. Only 16. Aye. No spoilers, private. No spoilers. Thank you guys so much. Let's talk soon. Have a good one, and talk to you guys later.